yuzu cordial, okay? That came along with your kit, and some of Puesto's orgeat, both made by yours truly. So let's get started. Just to clarify anything, I'm gonna be measuring, but in terms of the yuzu cordial and the orgeat, you don't need to measure that because we already measured it for you. And just a reminder, we're making 2 cocktails at the same time. That's what I like to do when I'm drinking, is multitasking. So, all right, let's begin. Now, if anyone was on the Zoom, or if anybody's been watching the quarantining episodes, we've been talking about techniques and recipes and the order of recipes, how we build recipes. So for the Cinco in place, what we're gonna begin with is our fresh lime juice. We wanna start with our non-alcoholic ingredients first, because the tequila is the all-star and the booze, obviously. So we wanna make sure, in case there's any mistakes, and we have to start over, but there's not gonna be any mistakes tonight because everyone on this call is gonna be a pro, okay? Wanna make sure that we're not tossing out that expensive and beautiful, beautiful booze. All right, so let's get started. Jason, just really fast, any questions coming through on the chat right now? Anything pertinent?
Not yet, Bo. I think as soon as you get started and do your thing, we'll probably have a few. So I'll pass them along when they do.
All right. Yeah, feel free to interrupt me. Okay. So since we're making 2 of the Cinco in place, we're going to do 2 full ounces of our fresh lime juice. Again, juiced a little earlier today, so that it has time to calm down. Now we're going to reach for our yuzu cordial. Since we're doing 2 cocktails at a time, we're going to just pour a 1/2 ounce. So it's a 1/4 ounce per cocktail. And then next, we're reaching for our Puesto orgeat. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of the Puesto orgeat. Now, for anyone who's like, what in the world is orgeat? Orgeat is an almond cordial, seen most commonly in a lot of Polynesian and tiki cocktail recipes, but adds a wonderful texture and beautiful, beautiful flavor that enriches the cocktail. Now, it's time to get the party started. Reach for that bottle of your Volcan tequila that came in your kit, and we're gonna measure out 4 ounces again, because we're doing 2 cocktails at the same time, right? And we like to party. So here we go. 1 and 2, okay? Anything on your end, Jason, question-wise, before we shake this guy up?
Yeah, I think the only question that we had here was just a question about labeling. So we've obviously got our lime that we're going to squeeze for our delicious cocktail here. There should have been a bottle of Volcan tequila inside the bag. That's actually where you'll find it.
Correct. Yeah.
And then also, just real quick, it looks like I'll just fire these off at you, Bo, because I know you're an absolute professional when it comes to this. It's like taking an order of 10 drinks at once, right? We've got, I think I missed a step. What was before the orgeat?
The yuzu cordial. So you're just gonna measure out, or just dump the whole ramekin that was in your kit in there. But since we're making 2 drinks again, it's a 1/2 ounce of yuzu cordial, because it's a 1/4 ounce of yuzu cordial per cocktail.
Okay. And then how many ounces do we have in the shot?
Of the tequila. So you're gonna have 2 ounces per cocktail. So that's 4 ounces altogether.
Okay. And then how much lime juice again? LOL, sorry.
No, you're good. You're gonna do 1 full ounce, because it's a 1/2 ounce of lime juice per cocktail. Sorry, 2 ounces of lime juice, 1 ounce per cocktail.
Got it. I think that covered it. Yeah.
2 full ounces of fresh lime, okay? All right, are we ready to get shaken?
I think so, yeah. The only thing was which cocktail are we making? And that's going to be the Cinco in place, our first cocktail of the night.
Okay, and so I just want to reiterate again, why are we shaking this cocktail? We're shaking this cocktail because we want to accomplish 3 things. We want to accomplish chill, aeration, and dilution. All right, so it's important that when we shake a cocktail, and I'm using a 2-piece 10-on-10 shaker set, but you can use anything. If you've got a Tupperware kit, if you've got a protein shaker, we just need to be able to hold liquid volume as well as some ice without anything spilling or exploding. But when we talk about chill and dilution, we need to wake this cocktail up. We need to carve the edges off. Imagine right now what's inside the shaker is like a square. Okay, we're gonna carve the corners off of that square by shaking it. So it needs a little dilution to kind of open everything up. And then lastly, aeration. We have liquid ingredients that are different densities and weight. Okay, by aerating the cocktail as we shake, we're opening everything up with air, and then we're pushing it all back together so that it integrates better. So typically a good rule of thumb, what cocktails do I shake versus what cocktails do I stir? If it's got juice in it, it's probably supposed to be shaken. But we can talk about that later on more episodes of quarantining. Let's get started.
Oh, just want to just because there's a few more questions coming in regards to making those 2 cocktails, what is your shot count on that for ounces?
Again, it's 2 ounces per cocktail of tequila. So if you're doing 2 cocktails in 1 shaker like me, it's going to be 4 ounces total.
Got it. Okay. That sounds good. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, let's do it. All right, I'm going to fill my large shaker tin about to here with ice. Leaving room, we want to make sure that the ice is moving and aerating with the cocktail. Okay? And we're being careful not to spill one single tasty drop. And make a nice seal on that. Both hands on it. If anybody's new to shaking, you don't want to learn like me the hard way that these things, they get slippery. All right. So unless there's any other questions, cue it up. Let's shake it up. Okay. If you look inside your shaker right now, you'll know that you have achieved success because the cocktail is bubbling. Almost looks like champagne, but it's not. It's the Cinco in place. Let's strain it out. Of course, the first one for Mrs. Dubois. The second one for your quarantender, yours truly. All right, lastly, the garnish. You should have had a couple extra limes in there for garnish. Since we're doing this in the Dubois Casa, so to speak, and I decided to serve it up, I'm gonna make a really nice lime peel garnish. Be careful when using your peelers. They do bite. Every bartender can confirm that. Every chef, I'm sure Chef Eric has peeled his finger off from time to time or some point in his career, as well as Chef Wild Thing. We're just gonna place it right on the rim. And while I finish the garnish for my cocktail, I'm just gonna pass it off to Mrs. Dubois for her approval. She is the boss. How does it taste, my dear? Delicioso. I think that's a stamp of approval, Jason.
Yep, thumbs up on that, Bo. Hey, so I'm about to get my cocktail over here in a second, but what you want to just run through the list of ingredients just one more time? We've got a couple people that want to make a note for the next time to make this at home.
Yeah, of course. So again, we're doing a variation of a Mai Tai. Now, a Mai Tai is typically made with rum. But what's wonderful about Polynesian and tiki cocktails is they're so complementary to Mexican cuisine that there's a nice little interplay that happens, and it's wonderful with tequila. So Mai Tai traditionally is rum with some fresh lime juice, a little bit of orgeat or almond cordial, and some dry, or a little bit of curacao, which is sort of like a dry orange liqueur. Cheers, everybody. For the Cinco in place, we've got our Volcan Blanco tequila, some fresh lime juice, a little bit of yuzu cordial, okay, kind of substituting for that curacao, and then a little bit of the orgeat made by yours truly. Cheers, everyone. Oh,
cheers, Bo.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you. Cheers, Jason. Cheers to everyone making cocktails right now at home. I'm trying to look at some screens and see if I can see anybody. Oh, Chef, how does it taste?
Fantastic, of course.
Oh, playing to my vanity. Thank you, Chef Wild Thing.
Hey, Marco, I'm just making sure you're the only one drinking.
I poured a nice tall glass of water for Zoe.
Zoe, when it's time, please allow me to be the first one to make a cocktail for you. It would be my honor.
Hey, settle down.
Great. Thank you so much, Bo. We really appreciate it. I'd say the mine's delicious, and we're getting some great notes here through the chat as well. I'll get a bunch of cheers back to you. So, and a bunch of thanks, Bo. So with that, let's actually transition over. We've got a very special guest right now, just popped in to say what's up. And that is our Padres president, Eric Rutner. So thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. It's awesome to be here. We love the partnership we have with Puesto, the things that you guys are doing right now to support our community and the restaurant industry has just been amazing. So I'm actually here with my wife, Laura, tonight, and I wanted to officially propose a toast. And the toast that I want to propose is to how great that first taco is going to taste when Petco Park reopens and you can get Puesto tacos at Petco Park. Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers to that, Eric. Thank you so much. We are super excited for what will eventually be the Padres season. Can't wait to get in the ballpark and eat some great food and have some great drink. Watch the boys play.
Awesome. We also have another special Padres guest here tonight, a guy who's a little bit more interesting than me, Drew Pomerantz, who's a pitcher for the Padres, and his wife, Carolyn. They are, I understand, and they can tell you about it, are huge fans of Puesto. I think it's their regular date night spot. So Drew and Carolyn, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we love Puesto. We live kind of over here near the La Jolla location, and you know, when we partnered with the Padres Foundation a couple weeks ago for the first time and delivered some meals to the local hospital, Puesto was the first one that we partnered with, and you know, it worked out great. It's one of our favorite spots, so couldn't be happier to be involved with and support one of our favorite restaurants. So, it's awesome. Yeah, this is like she said, this is my wife Carolyn. We love Puesto so much, and you know, we're happy to be here.
Went to, right?
Yeah, so I think it's the first restaurant we ever ate at once when I was here when I played here in 2016 as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
We're so stoked to have you both. Thanks so much for joining in, and enjoy the ceviche and tacos in a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're excited.
As close to as good as it is inside the restaurant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So with that said, we really want to say thank you to both Eric and Drew and family for joining the call. Let's get started with the first course of our food, which is going to be created by Marco, our executive chef, and he's going to be teaching us how to build the ceviche.
Well, hello guys. This is Zoe Wolf. We're going to be building the ceviche for you guys. It's going to passion fruit mango ceviche. We're really excited for it. So watch out. Let's make sure that everybody has the water boiling. So once that water is boiling, we're gonna add a spoonful. We got a spoonful of salt. More. Once the water is boiling, we want to make sure to turn off the heat and just give the salt a little stir. Okay, that's good. Now we have this beautiful shrimp from our friends over at El Faro. It's a wild caught Mexican shrimp. We're just going to go into a bowl. And we're going to pour the water right into that. Now you see the shrimp starts to change color. And we're going to let that sit, and we're going to hit the timer for 5 minutes. Once that timer's going for 5 minutes, we're going to start prepping everything else that we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and cut the radish first. And we're just going to go in nice circles, nice slices all the way down. We want to go a little bit on the thinner side. We're going to take the ends off. Those we can discard. Then we're going to stack them on top of each other. And we're going to turn them into matchsticks.
Chef Marco, we're just getting a couple of quick questions I just wanted to clarify with you. The shrimp right now, should that be in the boiling water or no?
It's better if you go into a different pot. It'll be easier, but if that's what you're going with, that's totally fine. It's not that big of a deal. If you want to just go right into the boiling water.
Okay. Should we instruct everybody to put their shrimp in the boiling water now or just to wait?
Yeah, as soon as your water boils, turn off the heat. You can put the shrimp in there, and we can start cutting all the garnish after that.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
And then we're gonna let that sit for 5 minutes before we go to cool it down. So now we can follow through with the cilantro. And those, we're just gonna give it a nice rough chop. This is gonna be a garnish on top. Yeah, and next, we're gonna do the avocado. And we're gonna go with half of the avocado. The rest we're gonna save for the rest of the taco that we have coming up. And for this, you can take it and just give it some nice little score marks all the way down and across. And that'll make it really simple when you go scoop it out with the spoon, the way Zoe's gonna do it right now. So we should be about done with our garnish. And now we should be about ready with the shrimp. How's everybody doing with the shrimp?
We're doing good, but we need a little bit of time to catch up here on the avocado.
That's okay. We have plenty of time to let the shrimp finish cooking and then cool it down right after. So feel free to take your time. We still have at least another minute on the shrimp, and plus another minute or two for it to cool down. We're just really quick because, I mean, this girl's a pro and she's taught me everything I know.
Chef, what color should the shrimp be, and should they be cooked all the way through?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the shrimp here, we're on our last minute and it's about pink. You see it definitely changed color, and that's good. Normally you do a lime cured shrimp. For us, we decided it would be better to do a pre-cooked shrimp. I think it has a better texture than just a straight lime cooked shrimp. So it's totally fine. We want the shrimp to go all the way through. And we're about done with our time. So, stop that. So we're gonna go ahead and throw all the ice, a bunch of ice into that cooked shrimp. And at this point, we're just gonna give it a little stir.
Hey chef, stir it a little longer. I think people need a little time.
It's totally good. I'll be a step ahead, and I'll be able to answer questions as you guys are coming up to the step where I'm at. So it's totally fine.
Yeah, Chef, do you want to take a minute? Do you want to just mention our affiliate Alfaro and how they helped us out today?
Yeah, absolutely. I am so excited to be working with Alfaro. They did. I don't even know how to start to describe all the great stuff that they did for us. They were really excited to just help out the community as much as they could, and really didn't want any recognition, but we almost forced them into doing this for us to come on and talk a little bit about Alfaro. And I think we can have them say a few words now just so we can let everybody kind of catch up a little bit. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, that'd be great, because we've got a couple of questions coming in also in regards to the dish. So maybe if our friends over at Alfaro just chatted a little bit about how they helped out, that would be fantastic so everybody can catch up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Hi, everybody. My name is Raul from El Faro Seafood. We are a family-owned business here in San Diego, California. We not only distribute shrimp, but we fish for our product ourselves down in Mazatlan, Mexico. We really appreciate everybody inviting us to help the community. It's an honor to be here. And we thank the Puesto family and everybody involved.
Thank you, Raul. Yeah, I mean, I think he's very humble. To be honest, they donated 450 pounds of shrimp, which, if you guys know the cost of shrimp, that's a ton of shrimp. They've been supporting Puesto for so long. They've been, our team. So we really appreciate them stepping up right now and giving us that opportunity to share the ceviche with everyone. Thank you, Raul.
I want to know how our friends Raul Martinez and Christina are doing. I see they're taking a selfie. I can't hear you.
Oh no, how embarrassing. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Saw you guys taking a selfie over there.
Can you hear us yet?
Is it a Thursday? What?
Yeah, look, we have our shrimp the proper color.
Okay.
I don't know that we were supposed to go through our drink as fast as we did, but we, And shout out to everybody who's got the best hat. This is my favorite hat ever.
You are the ultimate fan. Oh, and more.
When I heard Drew Pomeranz, by the way, talking about how it was like their date place and everything else, Lydia, you know more than anybody, that's our date place. It's our anniversary place. It's our date place. It's birthday place. So we're like legit. Yeah, there's Drew. You know.
Yeah. Great job.
Yeah.
Back.
It's the best spot. Yeah. Maybe we'll see you there. Maybe we'll line up on some of our dates or
After a game.
or maybe hopefully after a game if we get back on the field.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
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 Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, Drew. Hey, Marco, we just a couple more questions coming in, just the status of the shrimp. Do you want to just, again, highlight exactly where you want that shrimp before you put it in the ice water?
Yeah, absolutely. After the time is done with that shrimp, you can go put it straight in, take it out of the hot water and put it into the ice water, or you can just dump the ice water directly in there. We're doing 5 minutes on the shrimp. I know in the chat I said 3 minutes. It really depends on how hot your water is. I think the one that I did at about 4 minutes. So, but after that, we'll just go ahead and take the shrimp out of the cold water, and you see that it's completely changed color.
And Marco, what color are we looking for on that shrimp? Just because we've obviously got a lot of friends at home with either electric or gas stoves, so different cooking heats and times. That's great. Yeah, thank you for the close-up. So we're looking for obviously the normal pink cooked color that we all know of shrimp.
Yeah, and pink cooked all the way through. And right when the water starts to steam / boil, that's when we want to kind of go on it and throw it in there. Once we start, we're just going to take them out of the water, kind of pat them down. And from there, we can just begin putting them on our cutting board and begin cutting them into larger chunks. Yeah, go ahead. Onto this. And here we're just kind of cutting into large chunks. Each one can be about cut into either half or thirds. And as we're cutting those, we can start to get our mango passion fruit sauce ready. So we can just have that at the ready while we're going through and cutting the shrimp. Don't push.
Chef Marco, just you know, this is obviously one of our most popular dishes on the Puesto menu. How did we actually, you know, come to develop this recipe? Because obviously, you know, mango and passion fruit are two interesting types of flavors to put with shrimp or seafood.
Yeah, this recipe I think has a really fun story behind it, because it started off as a dish that I spoke with our chef owner Luistin about, and he did a variation of this with a lot of passion fruit, and it went from me speaking with Luistin about it to me working with Chef Eric Arenal about it with it, and Chef, we kind of like put something together for a tasting, and then Chef Eric Arenal started speaking with Alex and Eric about what they liked about the dish that we put out, and Eric just went back to the kitchen, grabbed all this stuff together, just kind of put something together, and came right back out and presented it to Alex and Eric, and it became this dish. And it was such a fun kind of like, you know, domino effect to get this dish on the menu.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marco is being the true story is Eric Arenal came in as a pastry chef at Puesto, and we would always joke, you know, because he's from Philadelphia, you know, it's Mexican food, let's see what he can do. But he's delivering out of the water. The guy can cook. The guy does everything. Eric, you're unmuted now, so you can say something, but.
You know, for me, it's always a team effort. I'm lucky enough to work with a lot of talented guys. I have a lot of fun cooking with Marco. So we're always bouncing ideas off each other. We might make a dish, and we might make 4 dishes, and then we'll take components from different dishes and try to create it into one dish. So I love the collaboration. I love working with our team, and yeah, we'll continue to make fun, interesting dishes. But yeah, it's all about the team, and it's always great working with Marco. And yeah, this dish we were just in the back fooling around. We put a bunch of stuff together, and I think it's a great dish. So that's.
So how's everybody doing as far as can we go on to the next step?
Yeah, I think so, Chef. We are actually, I'm just monitoring some of the comments here. Some people were just asking the size at which we should actually slice the shrimp at. So just let them know about that. Question about which one is the passion fruit mango sauce that should be labeled of it inside of your bag. If not, it is a kind of a pinkish orange tinge, and it'll be in one of the little black containers that was included inside. Maybe give it a little bit of a taste as well, and you'll be able to taste the passion and mango as well.
Hey, Bo, who's your friend over there?
Yeah, this is my cat Ziggy. If you've been watching the quarantining episodes, you'll know that it's his world and we just live here. He does whatever he wants. I've tried reining him in, but it always results in this. Right now, he's very fascinated with all the various liquids and sounds, and now he's gone away, but he'll be back. I promise you.
Thanks, Bev. Yeah, let's shift it back over to Marco. Finish up the ceviche.
All right. So at this point, we can get our plates ready. We can start getting ready to plate this thing. We have the shrimp here. Zoe is going to pour in. And we're going to go ahead and just pour in all of the passion fruit into the shrimp. And we're going to let that sit for just a moment. We're going to make sure we grab our nice large spoon. Here you go. And we're going to spoon it right into the center of the plate. And we're going to go with all the shrimp right in the middle, all of the sauce included.
Hey, Chef Marco, we just had a couple quick questions. Just want to throw them at you. First of all, is the mango sauce gluten-free?
The mango sauce does have tamari in it. It does have a soy sauce in it, so it should not be gluten-free, actually.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Leave that right there.
And someone asked what the color of the passion fruit is. That's a pink orange sauce. I don't know if you have an extra one there you might be able to show. Thank you so much. And then just the last point is for there's been a few questions coming through just in regards to being able to see Chef Marco or Bo in full screen. You can actually control your screen view up in the right upper corner. If you just actually select the different views, there's a speaker view. If you want to switch to gallery view, you should be able to see that full panel of whoever is presenting. And just to confirm, we are using gluten-free tamari sauce in the recipe. So thank you for these questions. They're fantastic.
All right, next step, guys, we're going to go ahead with the avocado. So we're just going to go ahead and put the avocado over the top. And you can kind of spread it out at this point. And then we're going to go with the radish right after that. And that can just be sprinkled on top. It is. So now we're going to go with the black garlic chili oil. The black garlic chili oil is where this recipe gets its heat from. So if you like it spicy, you can go ahead with all of it. If you just like a hint of spice, you can go ahead and just have a few drops in there. Zoe's, go ahead. She's going to have just a few drops over the top of the whole thing. And she doesn't like it too spicy, so we're not going too much in there. And now we're going to finish it off with the cilantro. And Zoe likes cilantro a lot. So she always puts a lot of cilantro on everything. You can go half of the amount, all the amount, a little bit of the amount. This girl is a cilantro monster, though. And there you have it. That is our passion fruit ceviche made by 8-year-old Zoe Wolf. And now we're going to go right over to our next drink, or we can field some questions before if you'd like to do that.
Marco, how does ours look? Do you
Let me see
approve?
here. I am going to judge yours very harshly, so just know that. That's fine, though.
Marco.
God, yeah, we should switch between all the panelists right now to see who might have the best one. I've got one prepared by my fiance over here that looks pretty good as well.
Ooh, that's...
Oh, mine's.
Be careful when you tip it over. You don't want to spill it everywhere. Lydia's looks pretty good. Look at that one. That one looks nice. Chef Eric, you need a little bit of work on that one. If we can, it needs a little bit more salt. If we can just. And guys, feel free to post any pictures that you want online on Instagram, and just tag us, tag Puesto, so we can see what you're making, see how fantastic it looks, see how good we were at giving you directions and instructing you all the way through it.
Yeah, thanks so much, Chef Marco. And we really appreciate everybody's patience on the call as well. Lydia, do you want to just really quick just highlight the contest that we have tomorrow as well? So everybody take pictures of their delicious creations.
Yeah, don't forget to take a picture before you eat it. I know that's tempting, but if you can share it with us, tagging @Puesto on Instagram, you'll be getting a gift card and tequila from Volcan. So it's a good package. But I know it's hard to not eat it first because we started doing that.
Yeah, that is. I just took a bite and it's absolutely delicious. It's so good. Fantastic. Hey, Chef Marco, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. For anybody that is following along and still has questions, just so everybody knows, this is actually being recorded, and I'll be posting it up tomorrow. I'll be posting all these on YouTube. And additionally, too, we can always send you some additional messages afterwards with any follow-up questions. But at this point, we're going to move on to our second cocktail with our special creative bar director, Bo. And he's going to be creating the quarantine's cocktail, The Great Escape. So, Bo, we're going to kick it over to you.
Excellent. Thank you. First, let me take this opportunity to say, Marco, you look great. But well done to Chef Zoe. That was incredibly impressive. And that was a heavy, heavy helping of cilantro. So when you say cilantro monster, I think you're putting it lightly. Just want to say what's up to Chef Eric, see how he's doing. Your ceviche looked great, in my opinion. I'm just saying that. Sorry, Chef. But let's get started on the cocktail, okay? Let's talk about Mies, okay? What do we need to get started on the Great Escape? And if anybody's already kind of looking at their ingredients, we're talking about our Blanco tequila, some fresh lime juice again, some pineapple juice, and some coconut cordial. So, Jason, I'm going to throw this into the chat and say, does anybody make the connection on the Great Escape name now that we've talked about those ingredients?
That's a great question, Bo. Everybody in the chat, feel free to see if they can answer Bo's question.
First person to get it right, I'll do a shot of Volcan Blanco.
Bo is doing a shot with everybody who gets it right. So we've got some answers coming in. Tropical.
Tropical, okay. But why is it called The Great Escape?
Jack's Mannequin, Pina Colada Song, the movie, Steve McQueen, a bunch of question marks. What was the question?
Okay. The question is if you're looking at the ingredients, okay, we're talking about some fresh lime, pineapple, and coconut cordial, as well as, of course, our Volcan Blanco. With a name like Great Escape, when you consider those ingredients, all right, where does the name come from? I think somebody already got it right, but let's keep an eye on that chat and see what happens.
Yeah, we've got vacationing on the beach, escaping quarantine, very creative and current, escaping a prison of COVID-19 in style. That was
maybe maybe this one, I'll give you guys a hint and just ask you guys a question. And you'll know it. The answer will come right to you if you truly do like pina coladas. That give it away for anybody, Jason?
We've got the pina colada song. We got Hawaii.
There we go. Exactly. If you're not familiar with the actual title of the pina colada song, and it's true, I do like pina coladas, and so does my wife. The song is actually called "The Great Escape." Okay, so hence the name tonight. We're going to be doing a pina colada using some of our Volcan Blanco instead of rum. And what I like about this is that the bright citrus and cooked agave notes of Volcan play very nicely and are not bullied out by the lime juice, the pineapple, as well as the coconut cordial. All right, so let's get started. I've already got my glassware, okay? We're gonna stretch this cocktail out because we've got a lot of entertainment, a lot of stuff to see on the Zoom tonight. So I'm gonna do this cocktail down on the rocks. So I'm making sure I've got my glassware ready. And then again, we're gonna be mixing this. We're gonna be shaking it because it does have a few different juices in it, right? Lime juice and pineapple juice. We'll give everybody a second to catch up, take some questions really fast, but if you're ready, I'm ready. What do we got, Jason?
Yeah, I think we're ready to kick it off, Bo.
Ready to kick it off? Okay, so let's take it to the chat again. And considering our ingredients, tequila, lime, pineapple, and coconut cordial, what ingredient are we starting with first?
Someone said Barry Manilow.
Barry Manilow. Okay. Reach for your fresh bottle of Barry Manilow, but instead reach for your lime juice. Okay. So there's a ½ ounce per cocktail. So we're going to do, since we're making two, one for me and one for Mrs. Dubois, we're going to do 1 full ounce of lime juice. Now we're reaching for the ramekins that came in your kit, our pineapple juice. Okay. Now there's 3/4 ounce of pineapple juice per cocktail. So we're gonna do, since we're doing two, we're gonna do 1.5 ounces. Should be measured just perfectly. Mine is. Well done, Puesto team members. All right, pineapple juice is in there. Now for the fun stuff, okay? Our coconut cordial, again, made by yours truly and some of our Puesto team members, whether you're in Orange County or San Diego as well, okay? Now, we're doing 1 ounce per cocktail if you're only making one, but I hope you're making two. So it's 2 full ounces of the coconut cordial. Chef Marco, are you making this cocktail right now?
I think he's drinking tequila right now. You might want to give him a second to catch up.
Is he just, no, he's making it. I can see him. He's making the cocktail right now.
Yes.
Chef Wild Thing, I had you pegged for just going straight to the tequila. Before I add our Volcan Blanco, which we're going to be doing 4 full ounces of Volcan Blanco, I just want to slow it down and check. Jason, how are we looking? Anybody, any questions? Or is everybody
no,
ready to go?
Everyone's good right now. I think I'm actually putting your recipe up on the chat as well, so everybody's caught up. And
Perfect.
It seems like it's hard at work.
All right. So we're going to add 4 ounces of our Volcan Blanco. So that's 2 ounces per cocktail. Ooh. All right, we got our tequila in there. It's going to be time to shake. So again, I'm serving mine over ice. I've got some beautiful large format cubes provided to me by my boys, Will, Kayvon, as well as Coco at Jay and Tony's here in San Diego. So I'm going to be serving mine over ice. So now it's time to shake. Jason, everybody caught up right now on the Great Escape?
Yeah, Bo, everybody's caught up. We're shaking away over here. And actually, you know, I have to say that you taught me a lot this past week regards to your shaking skills and how and why we shake. So I don't know if you want to maybe just give a quick overview of the reason why you'd shake one way versus another.
Of course, yes. So in terms of shaking, we're going for aeration, dilution, and chill. Okay. And so that's important because cocktails that incorporate with juices, they need to be opened up. They need to be diluted. They need the corners carved off of them. If you ever need the reason why, just give your cocktail a taste before you shake it. It'd be very, very intense, very concentrated flavor. It'll still have the same effect. That is, still got all that delicious Volcan Blanco tequila in there. But in terms of how you shake, you just want to make sure that you're shaking so that you feel in control of the ice. You know that the ice is moving back and forth in your shaker and it's pushing the air into the drink. You can feel the temperature. You're not shaking too long. You're not shaking too short. This cocktail, though, has a few juices in it, and it has our Puesto coconut cordial in there. So we want to make sure that we're going to give it a good shake, okay? All right, let's do it. And of course, when shaking, it's very important to maintain a Tony Stark shaker face. And again, when we crack open that shaker, we're looking for a little bit of bubbles, okay? That lets us know that we've done it correctly, okay? I got the seal on real tight on that guy. Okay. And if anybody ever has trouble breaking the seal, remember, in terms of if you're using yep, I've got beautiful bubbles. A little bit of fat from that coconut cordial to kind of help make those bubbles look like little pearls, basically. Okay. Any trouble ever breaking the seal, remember that you're just trying to move the shaker tins ever so slightly so that they're not pressed so heavily against each other. And all that requires is just a small twist sometimes. Sometimes you see bartenders like slapping the tin, and while that's looks really, really cool, it's loud and it's not very consistent. So I like to just kind of give it a twist. Okay. Now, of course, we're handing one off to the boss, the only person that I'll drink pina coladas with for the rest of my life, Mrs. Dubois, to get her seal of approval. I've got mine. How are we looking, Jason? Everybody caught up?
Yeah, we're looking pretty good.
Okay.
Not too many questions on the drink. A lot of compliments on the playlist, so that's good. Glad to hear everybody's jamming out to that right now. We got a meow as well. Bo, your cocktail is delicious. I had my wonderful fiance cook one up, and it's amazing.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, pina coladas, there's a balancing act there, and you know, we're trying to emulate a little bit of escapism tonight on this Zoom call, and nothing does that better than a pina colada to just kind of sail you away, remember those wonderful trips, or think about future trips that are definitely going to come and definitely going to happen. But it's important to work with your ingredients, find that balance so that everybody's playing nicely together. And I hope that you guys are finding a wonderful balance in your cocktails at home tonight right now. And that being said, I did promise to do a shot for whoever answered correctly. Yes, it is a pina colada song. So cheers.
Cheers to that. Thank you, Bo. Just had one more question coming up. What was the cordial in the previous cocktail? Was it orgeat?
We had an orgeat and we had a little bit of yuzu cordial.
Awesome.
Any other questions, Jason?
Nope, other than amazing drinks. They were stoked that you took a shot. Got a shout out that the ceviche is bomb. I would agree with that. I'm still eating it. It's so good right now. What were the specs on the current cocktail one more time? Will, you can actually scroll back up and see those in the chat. We've got them listed. And then we'll have this obviously up on YouTube tomorrow. So everybody can make these cocktails as many times as they want home. The only thing they'll miss is Bo's special mixes from Puesto. But maybe we can figure out how to get those posted at some point online as well.
Absolutely. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks. We should check in real quick and see how our fam Raul's doing, and Eric and Drew from the Padres as well. How you guys all hanging in there? You keeping up with our cocktails and chow?
Wow.
Yeah, we're hanging in. This is a good one.
It's your favorite?
We just found our pineapples, so it makes it a lot easier.
You had pineapple slices? What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
Oh, that-
Cheers,
no
guys.
chance.
I didn't realize we
No
were getting
chance.
unmuted. So I just posted that ceviche combined with this great escape is, wow, what a combo.
Oh, thank you. No mistake, no accident there. Obviously, the chefs and I got together and planned out this course dinner, and they told me what they were kind of cooking up, and I wanted to make sure we had some cocktails that really played well with those dishes.
You nailed it. The ceviche and a little Volcan tequila.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Thank you. Thank you.
so good.
That's great. Awesome, everyone. We really appreciate it. So we're going to actually move on to our taco build. We're actually a few minutes ahead of schedule. If anyone has any questions, again, please feel free to pop them in the chat. It looks like some of our friends are still looking for the link to the playlist on Spotify. Our director of brand strategy, Lydia, actually put it into the chat a little bit ago. She can probably add it again, but please feel free to put that on the background. It's really great. Awesome collab of songs. With that said, we're going to actually pass it over to Eric, who's going to do our taco build for us. And Eric, take it away.
What's going on, everybody? Looks like we saved the best for last. Sorry, guys. So for the taco, it's going to be a potato and soy chorizo taco. Puesto fan favorite. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get out a cooking pan. It can be cast iron, stainless steel, non-stick if you don't like cleaning that much. And what you want to do is get it on the stove under medium heat, just to heat the pan up so it's ready for cooking. So let everybody get out a pan. What you're also going to do is take out the little bowl that has all your taco components. It possibly has the word taco labeled on top. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our shallot, which is this thing. It's like an onion and a piece of garlic mixed together. So I'll let everybody kind of get all their ingredients out, get their pan on the stove.
Eric, what do you want at? Should we put it in medium high?
I'd say medium. And then when we get to the actual cooking, we'll hit it up to high. We just want to get it on medium heat. That way the pan is hot when we go to cook. And we want to get our potatoes crispy, so we want a hot pan. So let's get the pan heating up on medium heat.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So the shallot, it's not like a star ingredient. It's not an ultra important ingredient. But what we want to do with the shallot is just we want to clean it because it's like an onion, so it has some skin on the outside. What we're going to do, I like just to cut off one end. And then I kind of just peel the rest of it so all the skin comes off. And similar to an onion, we're going to do kind of the same process of making a dice. We're just going to take our knife and kind of come down the shallot, and then we'll come back across, getting a little small dice. And we're not going to use all the shallot. Everybody's going to have different size shallots. We're only going to use about, we'll call it a tablespoon or a nice fat pinch. So as you can see, I just cut down lines on the shallot, not that many, and then I'll come across the shallot to kind of make our dice. And like I was saying earlier, everybody's going to have different size shallots. They don't all come in the same size. So don't worry if you have a big one or a small one. If it's small, you might use the whole thing. If it's too big, you got some left over for your dinner tomorrow. So we have our shallots diced. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is get our little deli container. It's going to be filled with, call them marble potatoes, new crop potatoes, fingerling potatoes. And what we did was we par cooked these. That way they're already pretty tender, and we'll skip that whole process. And what we're going to want to do with the potatoes is we're just going to want to squeeze them to kind of crush them. So just kind of break them up like that. And I'm actually going to use my lid just to place them on top of the lid. And we'll go through all of them. Now, the reason we're going to crush the potatoes is to create more cooking surface area. That way, when we put it into the hot pan with the oil, they're going to crisp up nicely. They're also going to absorb a lot of the flavor from the soy chorizo. So we'll go ahead.
Eric, quick question. It looks one of our hospitality industry fam only got potatoes and cheese with their kit. Is there any cool mods that they might be able to do based on what they might have in their fridge to replace it?
Yes, they have any kind of ground meat. If they have any kind of sausage, even breakfast sausage. I like to do this. You can do this with a can of beans. If you guys have a can of beans that works, I would season it heavily.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you for the suggestions. And it looks like they have sausage and beans. So
perfect. I would do sausage. This is just as delicious with sausage, and it's literally the same process, step for step. We decided to use a soy chorizo. Number one, I think it's delicious. Number two, that way, you know, everybody can eat it. That way, if you don't eat pork, if you don't eat beef, if you're vegetarian, this all works out. The soy chorizo is made out of textured vegetable protein. So it's a vegetable protein based meat substitute. They got tons of spices in there, garlic, cayenne pepper, a little bit of Mexican oregano, peppercorns. So it almost tastes just like a Mexican chorizo. So we have all of our potatoes crushed up. I'll keep them right here. We have our shallots diced. The next thing I'm going to get is the tube of soy chorizo we provided everybody. And we're just going to, or almost everybody. And I'm just going to unwrap it. It's wrapped in plastic wrap. And it's going to be encased in another piece of plastic. So we'll be able to squeeze it out.
Hey, Eric, I think we missed a step. Are we supposed to do something to our potatoes?
Yes, you're supposed to crunch the potatoes. And I was just doing that in front of the camera. So I just took all the potatoes and I just kind of squeezed them to kind of get them crushed.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so you can just go through and squeeze all the potatoes. Maybe I'll give everybody a minute to catch up.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In the meantime, I just want to give a quick shout out to the team that helped make this happen. It always starts at the top. So with our wonderful owners, family-owned business, and they're there working with us, you know, every day, trying to be creative, trying to think of more ways that we can get our food out to the public, especially right now. I want to thank my culinary team, Carson, Eric Perez, Kyle, Marco, all the guys in Irvine, all the guys in the Bay, all the guys in San Diego, the front of the house. We're working day and night, super hard to make sure that we can get all this food, these packages, do these dinners, running service. Everybody's working really hard and we love doing it. We love getting everything out to everybody. So I really want to thank the team because I wouldn't be able to be here doing this without everybody. Just again, to be working with guys like Bo, Marco, everybody else, it's a tremendous privilege and I couldn't be more thankful. So that's my shout out for tonight.
Thank you, Eric.
Wow.
Eric, we just want to say real quick too, we really, really appreciate you guys. I mean, if it wasn't for your creative direction, we wouldn't have the menus we have, and especially with the 3 locations opening up for takeout, we've obviously been talking about adding more offerings to the menu as we start to get closer and closer to, you know, full dine-in service. So thanks for all your creative direction and all the delicious food. We appreciate it.
We're super excited to get a larger menu and to really get back into the swing of things and get back to what we're used to doing, which is creating delicious food and you know, just being hospitable to everybody coming into our restaurants. So awesome. I feel like everybody could be caught up.
Eric, just real quick, just so everybody gets caught up, a couple people asked if we can just run through the steps real quick that you've already done so far, and give a shout out to Cam too. We love you back from Puesto.
So quick, we went through. We did a little quick dice on the shallot. I would say it's kind of like a rough chop. It's going to mix in with everything, so the size of it's not important. We're only going to use a tablespoon of that. So we have our diced shallot. We have our fingerling potatoes that we provide everybody. They're par cooked, so you should be able just to squeeze them, and they should break up, and they'll get kind of like little smashed potatoes. And the reason I said for smashing them is to create more surface area to get a nice crispy potato and to absorb the flavor of the soy chorizo. We'll take out our soy chorizo from the kit that it's in, and we'll unwrap it out of the plastic. So as you can see, it's wrapped in plastic. We'll just take that out. And it's also going to be encased in plastic, so we'll squeeze it out from there. So I'm going to leave that on the cutting board. We're going to want to have some cooking oil and a little bit of salt. For cooking oil, I personally like to use a grapeseed oil, but you can use canola oil. You can use avocado oil, coconut oil. I like to stay away from olive oil because with high heat, it tends to get bitter. But if you have it, it's not the end of the world, and you probably won't taste the bitterness. So we've had our pan on medium heat, heating up, so it should be hot right now. I'm using cast iron. I'm gonna turn that up to high. I'm gonna add my cooking oil to the pan. I'm gonna say it's about a tablespoon and a half of cooking oil. And I'm gonna let it heat up, maybe even start to smoke. Now, when you add your potatoes, you're gonna get a little bit of splatter, so maybe stay back. You kitchen veterans are gonna be used to it, so there should be nothing. And we'll just drop our potatoes into the pan to crisp up. I like to space them out. If it's too close together, they're gonna start steaming and they're not gonna get a nice color on the outside. So I kind of spread them out throughout the pan. And as they begin to sizzle, we'll move them around. To move things around in the pan, you can use either a spatula. I prefer using like a large spoon. That's how I like to cook. The spoon, that way I can, it's easier to manipulate everything, but you can use a rubber spatula. You can use tongs. There's no, right or wrong way, user's choice. So potatoes are beginning to sizzle. I'm gonna start to move them around. Maybe even flip them over. That way they get even color on all sides. This is one of my favorite tacos to eat for breakfast. You put an egg on top and you can have a breakfast taco. Put this all in a big burrito wrapper and get a breakfast burrito. And for being a vegetarian taco, it's very satisfying for you guys that are all about, if everybody loves to eat meat or loves a meat taco, this is, in my opinion, just as good. So my potatoes are starting to get golden. So I'm starting to move them around, flip them over. It's okay if the potatoes break open and kind of spill apart. That's just gonna add to the flavor, taste better. They'll get even crispier. And we'll let this go for maybe another minute. Also, at this point, I'm going to season with a little bit of kosher salt. Now, the important thing about seasoning with salt is you can always add more, but you can't take it out. And if you can't take it out, you're a very talented chef. I am not that talented, so I just do a small pinch. I like to use kosher salt. After cooking with it with so many years, I can tell how much a pinch for me is, and most veteran chefs, cooks, they'll know by the pinch about how seasoned their food's going to be. So I did a little pinch of kosher salt. I'm going to move that around. I'm really starting to get more color on the potatoes. And this is what I'm going to add. We'll call it a tablespoon of shallots. It doesn't have to be measured, but if you're using this like a spoon you have in your drawer, I would say fill that thing up with the shallot, toss it in, and we'll begin to stir that around. So I'll give you guys a look at what I got going on in the pan. I do a close up. So we got the potatoes, we got the shallots. They're cooking, they're getting some color, looking good. Smells good. You can start to smell the shallots, they'll be aromatic.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, how much shallots would you say that you added? Just to give it a.
I'd say it's about a tablespoon. It doesn't need to be super measured. All this is doing is just adding another layer of flavor to the taco. So you can measure it by a big pinch of shallot, because everybody's shallot's gonna be a different size. So I would say a big pinch of the dice just to add a little bit of flavor.
Great, thank you.
I mean, if you were to forget to put it in, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's just another layer of flavor for the taco. So the shallot is starting to get caramelized. My potatoes have color. They're starting to get crunchy in the cast iron. They got nice color on the outside. I'm going to take my tube of soy chorizo, and we're going to empty that whole thing into the cast iron. It's as easy as just pushing it out.
Eric, what heat setting are you on?
Right now, I'm on high. That way we get nice caramelization on the potatoes and on the shallots. So I'm at a high heat right now. And if you're going to work on a high heat, you want to constantly be moving it around. So this is also, you can also do this on a medium high heat. Everybody's got different power stoves. Electric stove, I would say use a high heat. Gas powered, I'd say medium to high. You got a nice Wolf range at home and you're professional, then it's going to taste really good. So we're going to cook this just as if it was a regular pork-based chorizo. Not that you couldn't eat it out of the tube. It's not raw, but it'll taste nice once it's nice and cooked. And while I'm moving it around, I'm kind of mashing the potatoes into it. Almost making not quite a homogeneous mixture because I want there to be some chunks in there, but I'm not afraid to get those potatoes coated with the chorizo.
We're getting some questions about slowing down.
Okay, I can slow down. I'll kick down my heat, that way we're not going so fast. So I'll go through the steps real quick. We had our diced shallots, we had our crushed potatoes, we had our soy chorizo. We started with cooking oil in the pan, about a medium to high heat, and we added our potatoes. Seasoned with a little bit of salt, and now we're getting color on the potatoes, moving them around, getting caramelization. About halfway through that process, you're gonna add your shallots, let those caramelize a little bit, and add in the soy chorizo. And if you're at the step where I'm at right now, you can kind of kick it down to a lower heat. I'll show you my pan. I got the chorizo, I got the potatoes, I got the shallot, and we're cooking. Smells good in here. I'm gonna kick it down to a low heat. The next step is I wanna get out my my non-stick pan, because that's what we're gonna do our famous Puesto cheese roll in. And that's kind of our signature move on all our tacos. Before eating at Puesto, I had never seen it before. So I definitely say it's our signature thing. I don't know anybody else who's doing it right now. It's delicious. Actually, it's I had it in Mexico City. I think it's a Mexico City thing, and it's one of my favorites. But it's unique to I'd say San Diego and the rest of California.
Yeah, so it's called a costra. It was typical in Mexico. That was part of why we started Puesto. We were just so blown away by a costra and what it can do. And that's literally what Puesto was born out of. So we've been doing crispy melted cheese since 2012.
And it's delicious. And once you get this technique down, I mean, I'm sure it doesn't be doing it, all the time at home, and it makes everything better. So I'm moving around what I got in the pan still. So we're gonna get our a non-stick pan hot. So for the cheese roll, the non-stick's gonna be the easiest cooking surface to use. The cheese will not stick to it. The cheese is fat-based. So it should be able to roll right over once we get it caramelized. But the first thing I wanna do, I have my pan heating up over high heat. We provided everybody with 6 tortillas, 6 blue corn tortillas. They're non-GMO. And I wanna heat my tortillas up. I'll throw on a few at a time, because nothing's better than a taco on a hot tortilla. We're gonna do a little bit of multitasking, constantly stirring and flipping our tortillas as we go. And I'll go over a few of the other components that we have in the kit. So the same kit that you had your shallot and your soy chorizo is we have a little black cup of salsa roja, and that's gonna be roasted tomatillos and dried chili japonés, which is a spicy chili. There's also a little bit of garlic. We blend everything, we roast it, we blend it, season it with a little bit of salt, so it's a nice spicy salsa. And then we also have a Jamaica tinga. Tinga typically is anything cooked with tons of onions. So we caramelize the onions, we hydrate Jamaica, which are also known like hibiscus flowers, which you would use in tea. So we hydrate those, and we cook them with the caramelized onions, and we add a little bit of chipotle and adobo, and we cook everything together, cook it down, and that's going to be one of their garnishes on the taco. So I'll get out the jamaica tinga or salsa roja. I'll get it on the cutting board so it's easier to garnish.
That's great, Eric. Thank you. Actually, we should probably give a quick shout out since we just rounded 8 p.m. And I can tell you from downtown San Diego that I already hear all the cheers and horns and crazy noises coming from the buildings surrounding me. But probably, yeah. Bo, do you want to give a quick toast to all the first responders and everybody out there that's been obviously taking good care of us against COVID-19? Alex, you want to pass it back over to Bo for a sec? I feel like he's the wisest and wittiest to lead us off in a nice toast.
I'm just opening my patio door. I'm in the East Village, and it's this every night is such a wonderful reminder. My wife is flicking the lights on our patio right now of just the enormous support from downtown San Diego, from all of San Diego and California, for all of our frontline healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, anyone who's there getting in the face of this virus when it needs it the most. Okay, so I can't say it enough. Thank you, and cheers. If you still got some cocktail left, let's do a toast. Cheers. If not, we'll
absolutely, Bo. Thank you. And we actually got a couple of first responders on our Zoom dinner tonight. So anyone that's on the call is either a firefighter, EMT, paramedic, police officer, any type of first responder, or works in any type of hospital or healthcare facility. Thank you. We really appreciate all that you do.
Yeah. Cheers from Puesto, guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
And also, I mean, anybody, first responders, please DM us, email us at hello@epuesto. We've done 12,000 meals. We're going to keep going. We constantly get outreach, and the first thing we do is send meals to that place. So please reach out.
And Jason, just another reminder, how many meals has Puesto been able to donate so far to first responders?
Well, Puesto Cares meals is at actually 12,000 plus. So, Alex, do you have any additional detail on that? I know we're doing a lot from not only here in San Diego, but also from all of our stores in Orange County, and then also Northern Cal, in Santa Clara County, and then also in Concord or Contra Costa County.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 12,000. We're not stopping. It's really exciting to be from, just meals that we drop off to these classes. We're open to suggestions. We really want to take it to the next level, but yeah, we've had such amazing, we started off just doing it all us. Now we've had such amazing partners like the Padres and Drew. We're super thankful. So we're looking forward to stepping it up and continuing everything we do.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Okay. We'll pass it back to Eric to move on with our taco build.
Okay, so I hope we were all multitasking while we're thinking of the first responders. So I have in my non-stick pan, I'm heating up the tortillas I have. We provided everybody with 6, 3 tacos each, or 6 for yourself. So I got my tortillas heating up, and once they're hot, I'm gonna put them in a stack and a bowl off to the side, where we have a nice tortilla plate on. I'm now gonna kick my non-stick down to a medium heat. We'll go back to our soy chorizo and potato mixture. It's been cooking, all the flavors melding together. I'm gonna get my tasting spoon and give it a taste. Check for seasoning. Mine just needs a little pinch of kosher salt.
Hey, Eric, we've got a couple of questions coming in about the sauces. So do you want to just go over real quick when we should be adding those?
Yes. So you have 2 cups in that kit. One is going to be a salsa roja, which is going to be like your typical blended up salsa. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's going to be the garnish for the taco. We're going to do our cheese roll, get it on the tortilla, and this will go over the top. We'll use a spoon. And then another one of our garnishes is a Jamaica tinga. It's caramelized onions cooked down with hydrated hibiscus flower and chipotle and adobo. And that's just another garnish. We'll take a little pinch. That'll go on top of the taco as well. And then the other half of the avocado that we didn't use in the ceviche will also be our taco garnish. I cut my half into a half, so it's a quarter, a little bit easier to cut off and garnish the taco with. So next we're gonna move into our cheese roll. Hopefully everybody's caught up on the taco filling. Mine tastes good. Secret move for the taco filling is to take a little bit of your salsa roja, just a little bit. Take a little spoonful and I like to add it to the meat. Kind of make it a little saucier. That's my cheat move. Feel free to do so. So I'm gonna cut the heat on my taco filling. I'm using a cast iron pan that's gonna retain the heat so I'll stay nice and warm as we move on to the cheese roll. So for the cheese roll, we have our non-stick pan. I'm placing it on a medium heat. And then in everybody's bag, we provided them with a container, a little green container, and this is filled with shredded mozzarella cheese. We're gonna do our signature Puesto cheese roll.
So actually about those cheese containers is we've actually been running a secret contest. So if you take a moment to look at the bottom of your cheese container, you may have a sticker. And if you do, please email us. That means you are a winner of a Puesto gift card. Mine unfortunately does not have it.
Yeah, no dice here.
Please email us hello@eatpuesto.com with a photo. No, Raul didn't win.
Any winners?
I did not win.
Any winners? Leave us a comment.
Okay, so back to the cheese roll. So we have our non-stick pan on medium heat, and the tools we're gonna need is most kitchens are gonna have the rubber kitchen spatula, so that's one of the tools. If you're a painter or into construction, you might have these little spackling knives. They're also a very nice tool to use for this, but I would say most people have the spatula, so I'll do a few different styles. The first one I'm gonna start off with is the beginner one, and it's not quite a cheese roll. We'll do cheese in a circle, roughly the same size as our tortilla. I'm gonna place that right onto the non-stick pan, and we're gonna use about an ounce of cheese or a light handful. And we're just doing it in a circle, about the size of my tortilla. And I'll crank up the heat a little bit higher. Maybe we'll do high heat. That way this goes a little bit faster. The cheese is gonna start to melt. And what's gonna happen is the underside of the cheese that's touching the pan is gonna get caramelized, nice and crunchy, while the top part stays stringy and gooey. So when you bite into your taco, you can pull a nice long cheese string, and it's crunchy, it's gooey. It's everything you love about melted cheese. So the cheese is gonna begin to bubble. You'll start to see some pieces get golden brown. That's when we're gonna wanna take the spatula, kind of push everything into like a circle shape. That way it fits our tortilla. You'll know your cheese is getting close because all the pieces will now be melted. I'll bring a close up to the camera so you can see. So all my cheese is melting. You start to get little golden edges around the outside. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna place the tortilla directly on top of that. We'll push down. That way the gooey side of the cheese sticks to the tortilla. So this one right here, I guess we'll call this our beginner one. It's, in my opinion, equally as delicious. And it's quick and it's a fun snack to have at home. You can make a little quesadilla, smash it in half.
Hey, Eric, do you want to just chat real quick about how Puesto became to be with the cheese roll taco?
So the cheese roll taco, like Alex was saying, was something that they had down in Mexico City, which is kind of the birthplace of tacos. I was lucky enough to visit Mexico City with one of our founding chefs, Chef Lewisstein. He took me down there. We tried tacos of a million different flavors, and right when I thought I'd never see the cheese roll anywhere else, I saw it down in Mexico, just as delicious. So when we say that we're making authentic Mexican street style tacos, we definitely are. This is an authentic move right out of Mexico City. So our cheese should be, at this point, the cheese should be nice and golden brown on the bottom. We'll take our spatula and we'll just kind of lift it off. And if you're using a non-stick pan, this will come right off, and you can literally flip the tortilla right over. And this is exactly what we're gonna get, is you'll get nice golden brown cheese on the top of the tortilla, and on the other side, it's gonna be nice and gooey.
What is cheese?
All right, here's mine, Chef Eric.
Let me take a look. Let's see if I can find you. Ah, nice job, Lydia. It looks like you've done this before. Oh, you went ahead and did the cheese roll. I'm not there yet. Wow, overachiever.
I got too excited.
You did. That's, if you need a job, we're back to service tomorrow. So we have our cheese flat on the tortilla. We can add a spoonful of our taco filling right down the center. And this is where I'm at right now. A little spoonful, nice and piping hot, right down the center of the tortilla. I'm gonna garnish with a little slice of the avocado that we have a quarter of. I'll go right on top. Do a little spoonful of our salsa roja. I like to do little zigzags, get chefy with it. And then I'll take a pinch, a little spoonful of the Jamaica tinga, or the hibiscus and onion tinga, and go right on top of that. This is just taco number one. So this is our beginner one. It's nice because you want to go and take a picture and put it on Instagram, so you're going to get all the filling, you get all the colors on top. But the next one I'm going to do is going to be our Puesto cheese roll, our signature Puesto cheese roll.
Yeah,
and get
everybody on the call right now, feel free to be creative. You can jazz it up however you want, or whatever plateware you have at the house. And it's actually pretty cool that we have Chef Lewisstein on the call right now as well, who's our brainchild behind all of our amazing tacos from Mexico City. So we just want to say welcome to him. And just as a quick note too, everybody, reminder that we've got 3 live bands performing at the end of this. So everybody's gonna be able to chill with their cocktails at their house. I can tell you last night that my fiance and I put on Luke Bryant's live concert. It was for about an hour on Facebook. So you guys can do the same tonight and just enjoy the live music that we have at the house, and maybe you can have a couple more cocktails too.
Okay, everybody. So are we ready for the cheese roll?
Eric, according to your mom, she's wondering why you don't make it forever.
My mom's just trolling me on the internet as usual. Thanks, Mom. Okay, so we'll have our non-stick pan again over the same medium to high heat. We'll do our same ounce of cheese, but this time I like to do more of like a square shape because we're going to roll it into almost like a cylinder. So I like to go with more of a square shape, or a rectangle, I guess. So we have our ounce of cheese down. And again, I'm pushing in the side to kind of get the shape of our rectangle. The more cheese you add, the bigger and gooier the roll. But if you want cheese for all your tacos, I suggest the 1 ounce. And we'll let that get crispy on the bottom. And what we're going to want to do, we're going to take a spoonful of our taco filling, and we're going to go directly. I do off center. So if you're left-handed, maybe off to left. If you're right-handed, off to the right. I'm a lefty, so I'm going to go more off to the right so I can flip over from the left. And I'll go down the center. the delicious taco filling. So this is how it should look right now. We have our crispy melted cheese. We have our taco filling. Let me see if I can do it standing. I can't. Now what we're going to want to do is you'll take your spatula and you'll begin to fold over and kind of bring it towards the other end. Kind of fold it from one end to the other. I know it's hard because I'm doing this with my back turned. But you'll fold it over and it'll look something like that. Kind of roll it into itself to a nice little cylinder filled with our taco filling. From there, transport it to our warm blue corn tortilla. And then back for our garnish. Our slice of avocado. Spoonful of our salsa roja. Feel free to add more salsa if you like your tacos a little spicier. If you have any leftover cilantro, that's also a great addition. If you're like Marco's daughter and you eat all the cilantro at once, you won't have that. Got a few leaves over here. And then we'll top that off with a little bit of our Jamaica tinga. And here we got it. Our potato soyrizo taco wrapped in crispy melted cheese with salsa roja, onion and Jamaica tinga, some fresh avocado. Let's see how it tastes. Delicious as usual. Now for everybody at home, you're gonna repeat this step a few times. Like I said, you can do the flat, the cheese flat on the tortilla. You can go ahead and do the signature cheese roll, however you like it. There's no right or wrong way. Thanks everyone for joining the class. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity to be up here cooking for everybody. It's been a lot of fun. So back to Jason, back to Bo, back to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric. We really, really appreciate it. The tacos over here are absolutely delicious. So good.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. So that was the second course for our meal. I'm not sure if everyone still has some cocktails left over, but we'd like to pass it over to Raul Martinez and see how they're doing over there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Actually, we might have lost him there.
Raul, you're on mute.
Here we go. Unmute myself. Shout out to this young lady. When it got complicated, she took over. Look at this spectacular thing she just created.
Oh, wow. Well done. Holy cow.
Out of the cheese roll. It was amazing. How was the direction?
Oh, it was great instruction. Easy to follow.
Look at this.
That's an amazing talk. Oh, wow. That's like a true professional. Wow. There you go.
2 ounces of cheese.
2 ounces? The bigger the better.
It's also the fact that we've eaten there like 8 million times, so we kind of knew, and we've sat at that table next to watching the guys make the cheese rolls, so that helped as well.
That's a nice taco, I must say. Impressive.
Thank you.
Then you put your cheese roll taco.
That's great. Thank you so much, Raul. I know we got to cut here because you've been are going to be up early, so we appreciate you staying up past bedtime to hang out and cook with us.
My alarm's going off at 3:30 in the morning, but this was worth it, believe me.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll be with you first thing in the morning, but good luck. And hope you enjoyed the food and drink. We really appreciate you joining and all the support. We love Fox 5.
What a treat.
Thank you. Let me put my hat down.
Thanks to your fam as well. We appreciate you all being involved.
Always, right there.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that I have one of those flat brim hats yet, so I gotta figure out how to get one of those.
Got a note.
Good stuff. Awesome. Well, we are going to be transitioning over to our live music, so everybody can kind of hang out and just relax at their house. And if you want to airplay to your TV, the small live concert that we have for Cincoteca and Casa, obviously a couple days after Cinco de Mayo, but everybody can enjoy Thursday night, and we're getting pretty close to the weekend here. We'll kick that off. So if there are any other questions at all, feel free to send them over on the chat. We'll continue to answer them for you. All of our Puesto team is going to be on board for the call. And we'll also be hosting this tomorrow on YouTube, along with our last Zoom dinner. So if you all want to just kind of watch through it again and get some ideas, or feel free to email us. Obviously, our email address is at our website. We'd be happy to answer any follow-up questions as well. But we can't tell you how much we appreciate enough being involved tonight and hanging out. Obviously, tough times, and these types of events are something that's fun and different and takes us outside the norm. So thank you so much for the entire Puesto team. Alex, do you want to transition over to our first act?
Yeah, I mean, thanks to everyone for joining. And yeah, I want to introduce those Master Plus. They were at our Cincoteca #1. They've been throwback for many years. I don't know if you remember at the headquarters, but we love them. Thanks, guys. Welcome. Thanks for doing this.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us. Well, it's only me this time because, you know, we got to stay at home, but check out what I have here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that Puesto love. I love that.
Some Puesto love. I always remember that guacamole with Parmigiano. That's incredible, man. So I got a couple of tracks, got a couple of songs to sing for you. Anybody here speak Spanish? ¿Hablan español? Shout out to everybody. So let's get it. No encontrarás a nadie como yo, a nadie que te quiera hasta que muera como yo. No te amará más nadie como yo, nadie que te suba al cielo, a las estrellas entre rayos de pasión, y no hay más que podrás enamorar, pero ni un millón de besos calmarán el fuego eterno que encendía en tu corazón. Dices que encontraste el amor. Mientes, 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 porque en tu vida yo siempre estaré presente. Lo siento mucho por el próximo valiente. Todo lo que hicimos tú y yo, la vida misma te cambió, mujer, borrarlo ni lo intentes. Dices que te trata bien y que te ha conquistado. Te dijeron tus amigas que un clavo saca otro clavo, pero en serio, hablando claro, tú sabes que tan profundo en tu alma nadie ha llegado. Caso cerrado, como un tatu bajo la piel. Siempre vas a pensar en mí aunque estés con él. Si te lo digo es porque sé, algo así me pasa a mí también. No encontrarás a nadie como yo, a nadie que te quiera hasta que muera como yo. No te amará más nadie como yo, nadie que te suba al cielo, a las estrellas entre rayos de pasión, y no hay más que podrás enamorar, pero ni un millón de besos calmarán el fuego eterno que encendía en tu corazón. Dices que encontraste el amor, pero mientes, 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 y hasta dices que de lo nuestro te arrepientes. Se nota lenguas que eso no es lo que tú sientes, y ahora cuando hablas de mí todo lo dices para afuera de los dientes. Y subes fotos actuando, una con él abrazados, otra en el antro brindando, con tus amigas bailando, pero no vi a ningún lado nada del hotel donde te vieron llorando, baby. Sí. Checa. No encontrarás a nadie como yo, a nadie nadie que te quiera hasta que muera como yo no te amará, más nadie como yo, nadie que te suba al cielo a las estrellas entre rayos de pasión y no hay más. Te podrás enamorar, pero ni un millón de besos calmarán el fuego eterno que enciende en tu corazón. Dices que encontraste el amor, no hay más. Te podrás enamorar, pero ni un millón de besos calmarán el fuego eterno que enciende en tu corazón. Dices que encontraste el amor, no. Thank you. I can't hear the applause, but I can see you guys. Hey, seguimos en el camino, todo chido, todo bueno, todo fino. Yeah. Chécalo. Hey. Sí. Lluvia para el lago para los patos para las patas y las mías van como balas. Rumbo a tu casa y espero que me abras, aunque no me quieran ahí, yo sé que a ti te encanta que yo te mire en la banqueta sentada, aunque no estés maquillada, es mejor, tú me atarantas. Te quiero decir que vine aquí por la dosis del único que me hace feliz, tú. Te pareces en mi mundo para electrizar. Se siente como flotar en agua mineral. Yo solo quiero verte un día más. Candil para el cerillo para el fuego, y no hay nada que pueda apagar el que yo traigo puesto aquí en el pecho. Me hace cantar cursilerías y me trae como res en carnicería, bien muerto, en pedacitos en forma de corazón. Échame al asador que yo quiero ser tu alimento. Tiro la toalla y ¡tin! Se acabó el encuentro. Cuélgame en tu pared como trofeo. ¡Ah! Te apareces en mi mundo para electrizar. Se siente como flotar en agua mineral. Yo solo quiero verte un día más una eternidad. Yeah. Muévelo. Que lo que traigo aquí en el pecho me hace cantar cursilerías y me trae como chiquillo en dulcerías. Y vuelto loco por tus virtudes y por tus defectos, hasta mis compas ya te tienen miedo. Yo que pensé que el amor traía chueco el tino, vaya qué cosas trajo el destino. Yo te quiero decir que vine aquí por la dosis del único que me hace feliz, tú. Y te apareces en mi mundo para electrizar. Y se siente como flotar en agua mineral. Sí, yo solo quiero verte un día más una eternidad. Yeah. ¿Cómo se sienten? How you feeling? Hope you're all good, having a couple drinks. No puedo creer que te fuiste. Es más, creo que ni te despediste. Todo lo que de mí dijiste lo repetiste tanto que al final te lo creíste. Creo que hay un Dios que todo ve. Creo que también a veces se hace güey, pero creo que las cosas que pasan por alto en verdad pasan por algo, y hoy es lo que me queda creer. Aunque no creas, no te quiero detener. pues en esta vida no hay un deshacer. Y yo entiendo que no existe la casualidad. Y no creo, pero quiero que te vaya bien. Y te quiero, pero no me vuelvas a buscar. No estoy dolido, pero no quiero volverte a ver. Y eso es lo que quiero hacerte entender, porque no creo, sé que vas a volver. Mi cielo, y que te vas de mi lado, que tengas siempre amor, nunca sientas dolor como el que me has causado. Más creo que el karma no perdona, y te digo, amor como el que te di, inmenso como el sol, así será el castigo. Oye, creo que no era para tanto, irte sin despedirte y rezarle solo a tu santo. Creíste que dejarlo todo a medias era solución, pensaste en ti, dejaste de creer en esta relación. No creo que tus razones fueran esas que me diste, creo que son lecciones que intentaste darme y no pudiste. ¿Qué crees? Estoy bien desde que no me ves. ¿Quién me cree? Estoy bien aunque te fuiste. Creo que estuvo claro, no creo que la haya entendido mal. Creo que no te importó tanto tiempo que te pude amar. Sé que me hizo falta demostrar, no supe valorar. Yo creo que son pretextos y que te hacen ver más mal. Y no creo, pero quiero que estés bien. Y no quiero, pero creo que la pasas mal. Yo por mi parte no te voy a detener porque no creo. Deseo mi cielo, y que te vas de mi lado, que tengas siempre amor, nunca sientas dolor como el que me has causado. Más creo que el karma no perdona, y te digo, amor como el que te di, inmenso como el sol, así será el castigo. Ay, así será el castigo. Ay, así será. Y no lo quiero, yo no te deseo mal, pero yo creo que el karma te va a cobrar. Ay, 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 de esta vida nadie se va sin pagar. Ay, no, de esta vida nadie se va sin pagar. Hey, de esta vida nadie se va sin pagar. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Big round of applause. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you guys soon.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
You too. Stay safe.
Nice shirt.
That's great. Alex, I'm going to have you introduce the next act, but for everybody that's still on the dinner call with us, there were poppers inside your bag. So if everybody wants to pull those out, we can all pop those off at the same time as a little bit of celebration here to our Cinco de Mayo from Tuesday, and then our Cincoteca and Casa event for tonight. Everybody get ready. And then, hey, Marco, you want to count that down with your lovely daughter?
We'd love to count it down. But first, we want to say happy early Mother's Day to everybody that's out there. Say happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right, let's go from 3, 2, 1, go. Oh.
Yeah, there it is. Good stuff. Awesome. For anybody that popped theirs already, no worries. Hope you enjoyed it. Just a fun little gift that we wanted to include for the holiday. All right, Alex, you want to bring it to our next live act?
Yeah, so we're lucky enough to have Vale Cox joining us. We're we're really excited. So thank you.
Do I have my microphone on? Okay, good. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to go to San Diego and have also my taco hat, like the Master Plus. I love that hat. It was really great. So, well, thank you for having me here. I'm gonna play some of my songs. I have a couple of songs prepared, and so I hope you like it. This song is called "Quien Quieres Querer," which means who do you want to love? Like you can choose anyone you want to love, something like that. Okay, here it goes. Hope it sounds good. So you can start dancing. Yeah. La última salida, el viaje que nunca termina, pero ves que la gente se cae, no podemos esperar nada de nadie. Tuviste tu última llamada, elegiste las últimas palabras. Puede ser que esta vez vos te vayas, pero no hay regreso para el que se marcha. No, la soledad es un bicho que habita hace tiempo en mi hogar. La soledad es un bicho que tiene un veneno mortal. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. ¡Wow! ¡Esa cumbia! ¡Vámonos a bailar! ¡Yeah! ¡Woo! Play the keyboards here. Pudiste elegir otra manera para terminar con este gran problema, pero sé que la mente no te alcanza para ver más lejos de tus sucias palmas. Oh, la soledad es un bicho que habita hace tiempo en mi hogar. La soledad es un bicho que ya no me puede asustar. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. ¡Wow! ¡Esa! Ay, no voy a perdonar que las cuentas se tienen que pagar. Ay, dime que sientes, pero háblame de frente, que tienes esa mala costumbre de escapar. Y es que la soledad es un bicho que habita hace tiempo en mi hogar. La soledad es la bella mascota que me va a cuidar. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. Me olvidaste, ya se fue el amor que un día te entregué, lo dejaste y está bien, tú decides quién quieres querer. Yeah. Woo. Thank you so much. ¿Quién quieres querer? Applause. We missed that, the applause. Okay, I have another of my songs, but I do something that I love to sing in French. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I love to sing in French, and I did a version of La Vie en Rose from Edith Piaf in salsa. So I invite you to go to my YouTube channel, Vale Cox, and listen to the version. But I don't have here like all the instruments to play it in salsa, but I just want to play the chorus of La Vie en Rose from Edith Piaf, because I know everybody enjoys that song very much. It's a very lovely song. And then we're going with another of my songs. Okay. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'a juré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Badam, papa, papa, da 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 da. So I invite everyone to go to my YouTube channel and listen to the salsa version we have of La Vie en Rose. You can also find it in Spotify, Apple Music, every place. Okay, so I'm doing my last song. This song is called Cuando Te Conocí, which means when I met you. Like you dazzled me when I met you. And so it's another cumbia. I hope very much that I can go meet you in person and play my songs live music. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if it works. No me vas a recordar. Poco tiempo es que pasamos, pero en todos estos años fuiste tú quien me vino a enamorar. Y es tan triste, no quiero que nadie me escriba. No hay amigos que puedan cubrir el espacio que dejaste entre tú y yo. Romántico, te enamoras de todo, no hay quien se pueda resistir, me hace sentir que soy todo para ti, que la vida empezó cuando te conocí. Y al partir tú me prometes que algún día volverás. ¿Cuánto tiempo tengo que esperar? ¿Será un mes o será un año? Yo siento que ya te extraño. Cada día es una eternidad. Qué malvado dejar este amor congelado. Ay, cariño, que es este destino tan cruel que me forzan a entender. Y es que eres tan romántico, te enamoras de todo. No hay quien se pueda resistir, me hace sentir que soy todo para ti. Que la vida empezó cuando te vas a volver. Con flores te estaré esperando. Ya el hechizo preparado y escondido. Ay, cariño, esta vez te quedas conmigo. Papá, 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 papá. Pam, 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 chao, la, la. Ta, ra, ta, 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 ta. Y es que eres tan romántico, te enamoras de todo, no hay quien se pueda resistir, me hace sentir que soy todo para ti, que la vida empezó cuando te conocí. Cuando te conocí fue la primera y la última vez que yo te vi. Cuando te conocí, cuando te conocí, cuando te conocí, cuando te conocí. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. Cuando te conocí. It's been a pleasure.
You're amazing.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
we still have a whole bunch of people on the call too. So it's so great that you were able to perform, and we appreciate it so much. It's an awesome close to our wonderful dinner tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for inviting me. I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Hopefully in the real this time.
In the real this time, exactly.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
All right, Alan. I'm going to pass it back over to you. We don't have any poppers or anything left, but we do have one performance left. So do you want to announce the next act?
Yeah, so to cap it off, saved one of the best for last, Suadero Soundsystem. Thank you guys for joining us.
Hey, I'm Bosco from Suadero Soundsystem. I have a little bit of cumbia for all.
Todos a bailar con este ritmo singular. Mueve tus caderas al compás, no vas a querer tú parar. Puro ritmo tropical, el suadero hoy te trae. Con las manos en el aire, hasta que amanezca esto va a parar. Hasta que amanezca esto va a parar. Hasta que amanezca esto va a parar. Mamarre, 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 mamarre.
Como lo mueve esa muchachota, metiéndole el dembow a que se bota. Y yo pues te voy aquí con esta nota, la miro y rebota, 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 rebota. Como lo mueve esa muchachita, le mete el dembow y no se quita. Yo tengo el ritmo que la debilita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita, nalga y tetita. Ya tienes 18, entonces estás en ley. Quiero acampar en tu montaña de calle y que libraste a los 16. Wow, ok, andamos en el dembow con el fucking Charlie White. Hey, es que tú eres una maldita desgracia. Como dice Celia Cruz con la banda colorada. Me tienes sudando frío, no quiero mirar más nada. Y se le marca el cameltao a la condena. Dije el diablo, Dios te reprenda. Te voy a decir algo y yo quiero que me lo entienda. No te voy a hablar claro, mami, no es pa' que te ofenda. Pero por ti que me jodan, eso mi hacienda. Y es que no sé qué yo estoy pensando. ¿Por qué no me oye de vez en cuando? Empezamos tú y yo te creando porque aquí me tienes mirando, mirando y mirando. Como lo mueve esa muchachota, metiéndole el tiempo que se bota. Y yo pues te voy aquí con esta nota, la miro y rebota, 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 rebota. Como lo mueve esa muchachita, le mete el tiempo y no se quita. Yo tengo el ritmo que la debilita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita, nalga y tetita. Tú jugabas voleibol, tú eres atleta, porque tiene la gondola de mulo y la de chuleta. En la cintura el tobillo y ya me tienes el martillo. Saliendo a ver lo que pasa por el cartoncillo. Bájale mami como 7500. Me tienes en estado de aborrecimiento. Si tú me das un break, yo te voy a hacer un cuento. ¿Quieres conocer a Junito? Yo te lo presento. Más rayos, falta de presión. Como si le metes pantalón. La camisa le explota el botón y por ti yo voy con los ogros guabates a comer lechón. El diablo, Dios te reprenda. Te voy a decir algo y yo quiero que me lo entienda. Yo te voy a hablar claro, mami, no es pa' que te ofenda. Pero por ti que me jodan, eso mi hacienda. Como lo mueve esa muchachota, metiéndole el tiempo a que se bota. Y yo pues te voy aquí con esta nota, la miro y rebota, 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 rebota. Como lo mueve esa muchachita, le mete el dembow y no se quita. Yo tengo el ritmo que la debilita. Ella tiene nalga y tetita, nalga y tetita.
Stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. Hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't drive the dog on your way to the sky. You look
Thank you very much. 10 minutes of cumbia. Con mucho cariño para todos ustedes. From Mexico. See you soon.
Round of applause. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you closing out our amazing event tonight for not only industry hospitality professionals, but also so many people.
Yeah, so I think Jason jumped off, but just want to thank everyone for joining the call. Thanks for all the amazing talent. Thanks to the Padres. Thanks to Drew. Thanks to you guys for being so awesome. Thanks to Volcan. Thanks to Alfaro. Just thanks to everyone for supporting us during this time and helping us support our industry, helping us support San Diego and California. You guys really, really make a difference with everything you do, and joining this call, and hopefully us doing many more of these and other restaurants doing more. We can't wait. Thank you guys, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. And thank you to the Puesto team that made this all happen. Really appreciate it. The boxes they made, if you see the photos of them stacking, it's insane. So I really appreciate it. We have the best team. Thanks, everybody. Night.
Night, everybody. See you soon.